Ronald, welcome. Welcome to this little discussion about your own journey and your own testimony about the topic that we have been looking at for the last few weeks on this series. As you know, we are talking about pornography. We are talking about the ways pornography gets involved in the lives of people, young people especially. And we are talking about the impacts it has on individuals' lives. We're glad today and grateful that you said yes to coming to share your journey with us. So welcome and thank you.
Well, thanks for having me here.
Okay. So let's start by just saying, Ronald, could you give us a little bit about where did your journey with pornography start?
Well, it started when I was young, about 11 or 12. I was very curious about sex, and I would look in magazines to find, risque pictures. And I would look at R-rated movies to see naked women. And when I finally got a computer, is when I went on the internet and then just kind of exploded with different websites you could go to, and you could see naked women, which was like, I think the number one thing a teenage boy is interested in. And from there it progressed into different types of pornography, to downloading pornography, and also spending a lot of time, valuable time looking at pornography.
Okay. So tell us, you said at around 12 years old. Some people looking today will say that's pretty early. How did, at 12 years old, did you get in contact with pornography? How did you get your hands onto it? Was it, at 12, as a 12-year-old boy, were friends involved? Were other people around you, your age group at 12? Were they doing that? Did they introduce you to it? Was it a neighbor?
Well, a lot of us at 12, my friends, people I knew, were looking at pornography. But it was whatever we could find. So if your parents had cable, you could stay up late and watch a movie that had nudity in it. If you had a computer, you could get online, and we didn't know a lot of places you could go. This is before you had Google and you could just search for stuff. So certain people knew about certain websites, and we would share that information, we would tell people, and some people sometimes they'll find something interesting and they would show you. And that was like normal. That was going on all the
time. You lived at home with parents and family and so?
Yes, pretty normal family. It was my mom, myself, and my brother. My parents were divorced, but other than that, pretty normal life.
Mm-hmm. And do you think at any time your family kind of knew that you were involved in pornography viewing and so?
Well, yes, I got caught a couple of times, and also I actually got in trouble at school for it.
And getting caught a couple of times and even in school, those interventions were not enough to stop you from actually graduating in your use of pornography?
No, I think maybe I didn't get punished enough or something, but after a ban from the computer for a while, and I was strict talking to, not much. Not much could prevent me.
And what about, did your parent, like your mom, at that time, was there like a conversation that took place between the two of you all, you know, about pornography, about the dangers of it? Did she, you know, try to find out like what was going on with you and so?
We did talk, but it was a kind of touchy subject, and I guess well, my mom felt that this is something that guys do, and you know, she would just try to get me to focus more on other things. You know, it's like, don't do that, you have this and this and this to do.
But looking back today, do you realize that that early use, whereas it was probably seen by your mom in innocence and by the teachers as just deviance, did you see that it could have been the start of a more serious problem in your life when you were at that time, at that age?
Definitely not, no.
But would you say it did become the foundation block of a more serious problem in your life?
It was sort of, for me, pornography is a kind of crutch. So it's something I lean on to get me through emotional difficulty, stress, you know, when things hard. And as well, when things going good, it's also something I turn to. So it's like any other thing that you like, that you might turn to. So it's, I guess, it seems normal to me, but I realize to other people it's very different.
And you're talking about the emotional connection between yourself and pornography. I don't know if you realize that's what you did there. You created a bridge for us that whatever is going on emotionally with you, it would somehow be connected with pornography. Now, what does that mean in terms of your actual relationships? That, I mean, how old are you now?
I'm 27 now.
So Ronald, at 27 years old now, if when you look back you see all of those bridges emotionally between yourself and pornographic viewing, then what was it like between that age, 12, and the developing years, like the late teenage years and so coming into young adulthood, in respect to your own emotional relationships with people and intimacy with the opposite sex and things like that? Was there any correlation, any kind of effect?
I think it did have an effect on my relationships because I was very shy. And a lot of my experience with sex is through the internet. I would want to chat with people, and that's where I would be confident with women. In reality or in real life, I found it very hard to talk to girls. Never had a girlfriend when I was a teenager. I mean, I had friends who were girls, but could never really get to that next level. And even at 27 now, I'm still a virgin. Because I'm very, as I like to say, shy when it comes to relationships.
So would you say, therefore, that there is a connection between maybe self-esteem issues and the viewing of the pornography and all the else that went with it, and the difficulty of navigating opposite sex relationships? Would you say that they're all kind of hanging out in the same basket?
They definitely are, because looking at pornography it feels safer, it feels easier. You don't have to speak well or look, you know, like you went to the gym all the time. Mm-hmm. Anybody could do it, and you don't get judged or embarrassed or stuff like that. So your self-esteem is tied into it. All the guys I knew at school had seen pornography. Even the popular fellas Guys who had girlfriends still looked at pornography. Everybody did it, just different levels of looking.
And you're saying different levels of looking, which opens up now an opportunity for us to talk about how far did your level get? Would you say that you came to discover that your pornography looking became an actual addiction?
Yes, for me, pornography is an addiction. I used to say, even before I realized it was an addiction, that I've deleted more porn than most people have seen. Because I had a, excuse me, a voracious curiosity to keep looking, and to find out, to almost to download the entire internet of pornography. And every different type, every new thing that came up, had to look at it. Felt a burning desire to do it. And at this stage in my life, it's something, even when I don't feel aroused, I still go and look at pornography without thinking.
So it has almost become a behavior of habit in your own journey.
That's 100% right.
How far did this addiction in pornography lead you?
Well, it's been with me since that time. Eventually, after high school, secondary school, I went to university, and there's less structure when you're at university, so I would spend more and more time caught up in it. It had an effect on my work, and what happened was I went through a sort of traumatic time where I got sick, and I feel this is where, for me, pornography became second nature, to look at it, to relieve some of the pain that I was experiencing. And I never recovered in school. So my academics went all the way down, was failing all my courses, and even now I'm struggling to complete my studies and to get back on track, because my life is chaotic, you know? I can't get stuff done, I can't reach the work on time, you know? Like, it's hard to think even sometimes, because I'm preoccupied with something that is never ending. The habit of looking at porn and, well, masturbation, it has taken over a great portion of my life.
What have you learned today about this addiction? Well, let me say about the disease of addiction. What have you learned about that?
I learned that you can't depend on yourself to solve a problem. You can't say, tomorrow I'll go stop, or when something happens, I'll go stop, or you can't pretend that you have control over it. You have to recognize, firstly, that you have a serious problem, and then realize that you're going to need help to overcome it, because you do need help, and you need to build a healthier lifestyle, which is what I'm currently trying to do.
Did you find help? Because I know people out there will be wondering, are you still totally stuck in the grip of the addiction, or did you find help somewhere, and if so, where?
Well, I started to look for help by going to a counselor, a psychologist, and when we still encountered trouble getting out of the habit, it was suggested to me to go to a rehab center. And I kind of fought with that decision, but eventually I did go to rehab for 3 months, and And now I'm started what you call a 12-step program. And that has helped me. And it's not, I mean, I think there's a lot of stigma attached to the terms rehab, 12-step program, addiction. But when you allow yourself to go there, to go to that place, you find tools to help you personally, not to make anything work for somebody else, just for you.
So you have found help.
Yeah.
And you do find that coming into addiction help, meaning rehabilitation, a rehabilitation program, and recovery, you do find that it has made a difference in your life. It has changed things in your life, not only related to the pornography itself.
Many aspects of my life have changed. I have a different perspective, for one thing, and also one of the things we learn about is communicating better and trying harder to build relations, normal relations with people like your parents and your family, and examining how you behave is definitely helpful.
So now, do you have support at home? Like, did you have to come to a point through this program where other people around you had to kind of know about what was kind of secretive and embarrassing before? Did you have to kind of share, not necessarily the details, but did you have to share the struggle and the issue that you have to be able to be supported now, post the rehabilitation program?
Well, part of the rehab program that I went to involves your support, also coming to certain meetings. So both my mom and my grandmother have been helping me, and many members of my family know what's going on with me. And it's extremely embarrassing, and it's not something I jump straight into, but I reached a stage where I felt I had to. And surprisingly enough, my family has accepted me for who I am, and that's what you're gonna have to hope for.
Well, Ronald, thank you very much for sharing your life with us. And as you said, we know it's extremely embarrassing, and even though we've chosen to go the way today of disguising you, you still came and you shared your life with us, and for us that's sacred ground, so we are grateful. And we hope and pray that other people, through your story today and through your sharing, will come to a higher awareness then, higher alertness about the degree of this problem. And of course, it's our hope and prayer that you will recover, and because your recovery is a sign to others that we can recover. Yes?
Yes, I think that is a good sign, and that's what I'm working towards.
Thank you.
Thank you.